Okay, so apparently we have disturbing new details of this situation, along with the son actually being charged. So we're going to find out if they're going to seek the death penalty or not. I would assume that they would. Let's check this out, though.
Hey guys, Jackson Buhai here with TMZ. It's been about a day since we have given you an update regarding the homicide case involving Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle Reiner, allegedly at the hands of their son Nick. The producers in the newsroom have been working tirelessly to continue to uncover detrimental details about this case and what happened both before and after the event. We've uncovered some things that I think are pretty shocking and actually might be able to provide you with a timeline of what happened. So yesterday we talked about how Romy Reiner, the 28-year-old daughter of Rob and Michelle, went into their Brentwood home and found both of her parents deceased and called the ambulance at around 3:30 p.m. Now, what we also covered was that when she was speaking to authorities, she had said that there was one suspect that should be at the top of the list of people to look into, Nick Reiner. So, what we know now that we didn't know yesterday are a few more details.
She immediately told them. She basically said, my brother did it. Wow. So, they knew. See, when I was talking about this the other day about, like, it's got to be really frightening to know that you raised someone who you think might try to take you out. I mean, a child that could do that, considering things being relatively a normal family dynamic. We know there are certain situations where you might have heard about something happen and you're like, the parents did that to him? And okay, I kind of see why that went there. You know what I mean? But just assuming that it was a relatively normal type family dynamic, still, that's wild that a child could do that.
Regarding the Conan O'Brien Christmas party, sources tell us that when Nick showed up with his family, Nick was wearing a hoodie, and this made him seem a little bit out of place to all of the other people that were there, because this is a pretty formal event. A lot of people around him are wearing tuxedos and suits and dresses, and he's the only person there wearing a hoodie. He looked a little bit disheveled, and sources also say that he looked high on something. This is around...
I was just about to say he showed up looking like a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? A lot of drugs, and we know a hoodie don't mean you're a drug addict, but given the guy's history, what they're saying, someone showed up in a hoodie, a hoodie, depending on where you're at, can make you look a certain way. If you show up to a party when everyone is formally dressed or business casual and you're wearing a hoodie and you're known to have a particular past, you're going to look like you're relapsing or you're straight up in that character mode of drug addict or bad son or bad child or, whatever.
And the argument broke out between Rob and Nick Reiner. But what we're told after everybody left is that at around 4 a.m., Nick checked into a Santa Monica hotel using his credit card. Now, this is interesting because Nick lives with Rob and Michelle at the time, right?
So they had a big argument.
It's interesting to hear that he's checked into a hotel at 4 in the morning.
Right.
Now, eyewitnesses who saw him check into this hotel say that he looked tweaked out, and I quote that. And they added that there were no visible signs of blood or any gashes or cuts on him. Now, this is a very important piece of information, and I'll get into why in a second. The reservation was only made for a day, but Nick never formally checked out. Now, the next morning, when housekeeping went into Nick's room, they say that the shower was full of blood and that there was blood all over the bed and that the windows of the hotel room were covered in bed sheets. And Nick himself was nowhere to be found. Now, this is Sunday morning, so this is just a few hours after Nick has checked in. So now we have a clearer timeline of events here.
Or did they call the cops? Did the hotel people call the cops and have the whole thing? Or did they clean it up?
all the way from Conan O'Brien's Christmas party to the discovery of the bodies to Nick's whereabouts. Romy finds the bodies at around 3 p.m. She calls the ambulance. She says that her brother's dangerous, and her brother is then found around 20 miles away in a park near downtown Los Angeles. We also have obtained a picture of that arrest, which you can see right here. So this begs the question, where is Nick now? He is currently being held at the Men's Central Jail in Los Angeles. Yesterday, we reported that he was being held on a $4 million bail. That $4 million bail is now no more. He can no longer post bail and get out.
At all.
We're also being told that he has been placed on watch. Nick has also hired famed criminal defense attorney Alan Jackson, who has also represented people like Kevin Spacey and Karen Reed to represent him in this trial. Now, Alan Jackson has spoken to us, and Nick was actually supposed to appear in court today, but Alan Jackson has said to both us and the court that considering he's on watch, he is not medically cleared to appear in court. Now, regarding that court appearance, we are unsure.
Not mentally stable to talk to the judge, huh?
This was going to be an arraignment, whether he was going to be formally charged with a crime. Like we reported yesterday, he has been arrested on suspicion of the murder, but he has not been formally charged. We're also told that the courts were debating on whether to even charge him today, with what they were going to charge him with, or how they were going to go about the charges themselves.
Why?
So again, whether or not this was an arraignment is totally unclear to us, and is only going to be revealed in the coming weeks. Something else I want to add. We read the comments a lot here, and we read the comments on yesterday's video that we posted to the TMZ YouTube channel. And something that we've realized is that with each day this goes on, this topic becomes exponentially more political. And I suppose what we're wondering is, why? Whether you're for the right or for the left, I think everybody in the comments can agree that...
You know why. You know why it's becoming more and more political, because Mr. Reiner was very political, and although a clip did come out of him, remember how I said, first off, to back up, what Trump said, I don't think was right. But it made me wonder what Rob Reiner could have said to make him put a reply like that to his, passing, shall we say, for the YouTube algorithm. But a clip came out, resurfaced, to how he handled the Charlie Kirk assassination, and he was very proper with it. Rob Reiner was. He was very proper with it, with how he handled it, and I felt he was sincere. And that's how he should have handled it. Whether being on the left or the right, he did the right thing. But apparently got these double charges.
The Los Angeles
Attorney of Los Angeles County. Today I'm here to announce that our office will be filing charges against Nick Reiner, who is accused of killing his parents, actor-director Rob Reiner, and photographer-producer Michelle Singer Reiner. These charges will be 2 counts of first-degree murder with a special circumstance of multiple murders. He also faces a special allegation that he personally used a dangerous and deadly weapon, that being a knife. These charges carry a maximum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole or the death penalty.
That's what you should
No
get.
decision at this point has been made with respect to the death penalty.
I'll say with a caveat, depending on certain details. Depending on certain details. Like, because I can't, right now, I can't see no reasoning for him doing what he did. So, you're going to get one or the other.
Currently, Nick Reiner is being held without bail. Now, before in announcing charges, I also want to announce that they're just that. They are charges. Charges are not evidence. Evidence is something that we will be presenting in a court of law to meet the standard of proof we meet in every criminal case, which is beyond a reasonable doubt, to 12 jurors who will unanimously have to find that we've met that standard to prove the charges we bring to court. Right now, with respect to the process Once the charges get filed this afternoon, Nick Reiner will be then brought to court. He is going through medical clearance, something that everybody who gets arrested and gets held in a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department jail goes through. Once he is medically cleared.
Okay, so I assume that the TMZ video is after this, because with the TMZ, they said that, wait. Yeah, it is after it. I'm looking at the hours it was released. Yeah. I'm trying to piece it together because it was something they said in TMZ to let you know that this one that I was just watching, was actually earlier than this. He said something, I lost train of thought. I'm trying to, figure some stuff in my brain here to figure this all out. Well, I'm going to continue to follow this to see what the hell's happening. I want to know why he did it. I want to know what they get out of him. And if he's hired this guy, this big, lawyer that defended Spacey, and I heard some crazy stuff on that, and what happened to people and everything. So anyway, post comments down below. Let me know what you all think about this. Let me know if you heard his reasoning for what he did. And I'll see y'all in the next video.